Good morning, Dr. Alok. Should we wait for some more people to join in, or would you like to start right now? Namaste sabhi ko. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the another session, another knowledge session today by us. This session would be led by Dr. Alok Tandon, in which he will share some practical insights on cultivating emotional wellness, maintaining a positive outlook, and nurturing mental well-being in daily life. Doctor Alok Tandon has been a heartfulness practitioner since 1976 and a trainer since 2004. He is a private dental surgeon with over 40 years of experience practicing in Kashipur, Uttarakhand, near the Jim Corbett Tiger Reserve. Coming from a family of heartfulness trainers, his wife, mother, and father have all served in this role as well. His wife is a prosthodontist, his daughter is pursuing her master's in endodontics in Pune, and his son works as a software engineer in San Diego, California. An avid sportsman in his youth, Dr. Alok's lifelong passion is spirituality with the goal of attaining the highest realization in this lifetime. He has spoken at schools, colleges, and youth forums, sharing his experiences and vision of a united brotherhood. Welcome, Dr. Alok. Over to you.
Good morning, everybody. I see very serious faces today. So let's kick off this session with congratulations to all of you on the 77th Republic Day celebrations for our country. So, all you Indians over there, happy Republic Day celebration. Today, we are coming upon a topic which is amazingly interesting, and at the same time, there is something which was not clicking when they gave me this topic. So all I could do was just sit down and meditate over it. And then I realized that this was not one topic. This was actually three topics, if you look at it that way. Emotional harmony, topic number one. Finding joy, topic number two. And the last was the blockbuster, every day. So it's not just emotional harmony, finding joy in every day. It is first creating a state of emotional harmony, finding joy, and then retaining that for every day for the rest of our lives. So let's start off with a small slideshow. I hope you all will enjoy it. We're going to go about it with certain contents, like number one being an introduction on the essence of joy. Number two, understanding emotions. The scientific perspective, don't panic. I'm not going to touch too much on it. Forget that I am a doctor. I'm just a co brother who's also undergoing the state of emotional harmony. Third, we are going to touch upon heartfulness principles, which is going to lead us to a beautiful path to emotional harmony. Fourth, like I said, daily joy, so daily practices for cultivating joy. Fifth, overcoming obstacles and maintaining a momentum. And in conclusion, embracing a joyful life. So let's start with the first slide, an introduction to the essence of joy. Let's try to define true happiness. Is it fleeting? Is it occasional? Is it momentary? Is it temporary? No. True happiness is not about constant excitement or material possessions. It's a state of inner peace. We have to understand this very well. Take, for example, you buy a phone. I think it's 17 Max Pro, the latest on in the market, and you buy it and in a hurry to rush and maybe show it to your friends or family, it just drops and the car goes over it and it's smashed. What happened to the joy? It's broken up. So true happiness can never be transient occasion. It has to be a continuous thing and it is supposed to be a state of inner peace. Why? Because then it is enduring and resilient and independent of external circumstances. From heartfulness perspective, heartfulness views joy as the natural state of the heart, something we can cultivate through practices like meditation and self reflection. This is very important to understand. It's a natural state of the heart. Go on to the next slide. Let's understand this prevalence of emotional disharmony. What is happening? Why is it occurring? Let's come on to the modern life challenges. We have things like stress, which is just misdirected thought. We have anxiety. We have constant stimulation leading to emotional imbalance. And so it's becoming harder and harder to find lasting joy. So, how do you recognize that you are undergoing a state of emotional imbalance? It can be for anyone. It can be for you. It can be for me. It can be for anyone. Certain signs will start creeping up, like irritability, fatigue, difficulty concentration, and a general sense of dissatisfaction. Take, for example, you are angry, very angry. What happens? You'll not be able to concentrate. You'll find that you are becoming exhausted and you are dissatisfied. So that means it's an indication to us, it's a warning to us to, hey, go up to strategies which are going to regain your harmony, which was always there initially. So let's come on to an objective for cultivating inner joy daily. We have integrating joyful practices. And here, this presentation is going to aim on showing how to integrate simple yet profound practices into daily life to foster emotional harmony and lasting joy. And what is going to be the roadmap? First, we'll understand the science of emotions. Secondly, we'll explore principles from heartfulness. And finally, we'll start learning how to implement them daily for our emotional regulation. So, understanding emotions, the scientific perspective. So, the neurobiology of emotions, it's a big subject. So, I'm not going to bore you, especially so early in the morning, but just understand that there are certain portions of the human brain which are very much involved in processing these emotions, like the amygdala, the hippocampus, the prefrontal cortex. For example, amygdala will process fear and pleasure. And then on the other hand, you have these neurotransmitters and emotional states like serotonin, dopamine, norepinephrine. All these, they will influence your mood and emotional responses, which means whenever they are imbalanced, you're going to have disorders like depression, anxiety, even gastric problems. So, what is this mind body connection? Take, for example, the physical impact of emotional stress. Chronic stress impacts the immune system. You know what happened in COVID, how everybody's immunity went down, and it is down. It'll remain down now. So we have to be very careful. Chronic stress is going to impact the immune system, cardiovascular health, that is heart, and can lead to conditions like hypertension and digestive problems. Practices like deep breathing and meditation, they are going to lower your cortisol, reduce your blood pressure, and promote relaxation, enhancing overall well being. And now we have a small thing called EQ, which is not exactly small, it is very big, the emotional quotient. It is self awareness, self regulation, empathy, and social skills. These four things are, in a way, uh, you can say the key to control emotional harmony. Take, for example, self awareness. When you start doing an introspection, start looking at, not trying to change the universe, but changing yourself. And then you work on whatever fringe benefits you can build up, like self regulation, and then start becoming empathetic. That is, start feeling for others from your heart. And as a result, you'll find there'll be a vast improvement in your social skills. Now, these can be developed to improve relationships and manage emotional responses effectively. Improving emotional intelligence will be techniques like journaling, diary writing, practicing mindfulness, and seeking a feedback. These promote greater self understanding and emotional control. The third thing we are touching is heartfulness principles. Now, this is a path to emotional harmony. Believe me, I've tried it, tested, and approved. What is the core of heartfulness? One, connecting with the heart. Heartfulness emphasizes connecting with the heart's innate wisdom and purity. Please remember this. You can write it in red in your diaries. The heart is, was, and will always be pure. What we have to work upon is trying to retain that purity and getting back that innate wisdom. The second thing is heart as the source of peace. The heart is seen as the source of inner peace, what we have got to cultivate, love and joy. Nurturing it leads to emotional fulfillment. And so we come on to meditation for this emotional regulation. What is the method? Simple guided meditation focuses on the heart, fostering a sense of calm and inner connection. It starts with gentle relaxation and guided meditation. Purifying the heart. Meditation helps cleanse the heart of emotional baggage. Remember this, meditation helps cleanse the heart. Remember, it was always supposed to be pure. So, with meditation, you can clean the heart of all emotional baggage, promoting clarity and emotional balance. This allows for better emotional responses. And so, you have the power of cleaning. This is the second aspect of our practice. It helps releasing the past impressions. Cleaning is a unique heartfulness practice to remove accumulated emotional burdens. It involves mentally letting go of negative experiences and thoughts. And what is the benefits of regular cleaning? It reduces stress, improves sleep, and enhances overall well-being. Regularly cleaning helps maintain a lighter emotional state, which means we will always have emotions. It's what we do with them. And what would be daily practices for cultivating joy? Let's see. We start off with morning practices. One very simple technique, gratitude journaling. Start the day by listing things one is thankful for. Anything which is making you thankful, maybe a cup of tea from your wife or something someone told you at a time when you needed that guidance, note it down. It reinforces your positive emotions and sets a good tone. You'll have that happy feeling for the rest of the day that I noted down this. And then mindful breathing exercises. Deep conscious breaths calm the nervous system and promote relaxation, helping to start the day with a sense of calm clarity. Here, I'd like to take a moment of yours. There's a very simple technique wherein you can initiate your parasympathetic system, which is all about emotions. Just put your right thumb on your right nostril and breathe gently with your left nostril and then breathe out. Only the left nostril is to be used, the right nostril is to be kept closed with your right thumb. Do this for 5 minutes. You're going to find a complete shift in your attitude, in your emotional baggage, in your daily, you can say, moments of stress, maybe in the workplace or at home or even in the market, because this helps to activate your parasympathetic system. My global guide, Daji, he says this is my D team, my dream team. So you can even do this for a few moments before going to sleep and then see the difference. Now, what do you do with practices during the day? You started with meditation, but during the day, you have got mindful moments. Take regular pauses, observe your thoughts and emotions. Don't be judgmental. Always have a very positive attitude about yourself. You may feel that you're the worst person in the world, but forgive yourself. So, without any judgment, just pause to observe where your thoughts are going, see where your emotions are taking you. What happens is that you create a gap between a response to a stimulus, and this will help in your emotional regulation. I'll give you an example. Let's go to anger. Maybe you have a friend, say Betty, and Betty blasted you. And you feel that it's not right, she should not have said this, and you want to blast her back. But just pause for a moment. Wait. Tell yourself, okay, she's right now in a bad state of mind. I'll get angry with her tomorrow, or maybe after 2 to 3 hours. What happens? The energy which comes with anger from your own system, the moment you burst out in anger, you are going to lose that energy. Why should I do that? Why should I lose energy? I need to get energy from everywhere. The sun is giving me energy, so why should I lose it? So, the moment you have a small gap, you pause and say, okay, I'm going to get angry after a few hours or maybe the next day. That energy comes back into you. You're left with a wonderful feeling. And then next day, Betty comes and apologizes, but why didn't you get angry? And then you tell her, I did this technique. And she's going to start that. So you have a chain reaction, a wonderful non angry chain reaction. Next is expressing kindness. Perform small acts of kindness, like helping a colleague or offering a compliment. Kindness will boost both the giver's and receiver's happiness. I'll tell you an example which happened with me just a few days back. I was invited by a junior colleague who looks upon me as his mentor, and he said he's opening a clinic and he wanted me to be present as his guru. And then he gave, prasadam, and there was, I remember, one banana. So I just put it in the car and I came back. And when I was entering my gate, I see the small child coming with his mom. He was hardly, I think, 3.5 feet tall, 4 years old. And then I just rolled down my window, looked at him, smiled, and took the banana and gave it to him. I had the most beautiful smile touching my heart from that boy. And believe me, we have become friends for life. Every time he crosses me, he looks at me, he smiles and his wish, oh, I wish I had a chocolate or another banana. So that boy at that moment has given me happiness. I should be grateful for that. Then you come on to your evening practices. You have your journal, you wrote down some things in the morning. Now reflect. Reflect on the day's experiences, note down your emotional responses and lessons learned. See that I got angry, I could have managed without it, note it down. Or today I did not burst out in anger, note it down. So these are your own lessons. You are working on yourself. This is going to promote and help adjust future behavior. And with heartfulness meditation, end the day with this to purify all emotions and foster inner peace, leading to a better sleep and emotional resilience. So now we come to overcoming obstacles and maintaining momentum. What do we do about this? We have to address all the setbacks. We have to learn to recognize and accept emotions. Now, acknowledge difficult emotions without resistance, and like I told you earlier, do not be judgmental. Understand that they are part of the human experience. It normalizes feelings and reduces their impact. Remember that the human mind is a very good friend of yours. It is going to come up with thoughts of which 90% are going to be repeated the next day. Of those 90%, 75% are those negative thoughts. That is how it is your friend. So you have to remember that your mind is really going to mess up your life unless and until you learn to regulate it. Seeking support, connect with friends, family, or a therapist. Sharing emotions can provide comfort and insights. Providing isolation during, or rather, sorry, preventing isolation during tough times. Take, for example, something happened at home and you go to your office and you've got a bunch of friends and they say, what happened, Ram, why are you so disturbed? I said, no, 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 come on, let's sit and talk about it. And you just blurt out everything. And though it sounds very silly when you're saying it to them, but you feel a lightness in your heart. It's because you shared something. And maybe amongst all those three or four people who are surrounding you, there's one person who is an empathetic listener, who's listening from his heart, quietly looking at you and momently, touching your shoulders and, nodding, and then you'll find that, I feel so good. And if you do feel good, I would suggest carry on the chain. When someone else needs your support, be ready to be an empathetic listener. Listen with your heart, come to their level of emotional problems, and then see the difference. Now, staying consistent, create a routine. Integrate your joyful practices into a daily routine for consistency and long term benefits. Don't make it momentary. It should continue. Schedule specific times for meditation, journaling, and mindful moments. Believe me, it takes just a few minutes. Tracking progress. Use a journal. You can use an app. We have a Heartfulness app wherein we have got different emotional well being moments, whichever one you want to choose. And then you track emotional well being and practice adherence, providing motivation and highlighting improvements to maintain consistency. So, like they say, the buck starts here. Treat yourself with kindness. Practice self compassion, one of the emotional quotients. Self compassion means treat yourself with the same kindness you'd offer a friend. It reduces self criticism and promotes self acceptance. You see, we in the medical line find people who come with depression. Why is that? Young children who didn't do well in their boards, they come and they are criticizing themselves so much that they land into a state of depression and they have to be on medication. It's so sad. In our time, we never had young children with depression. So remember that be compassionate towards yourself. Only then you can rise up. There is a saying in Japan, they say fall down 7 times, rise up 8. So every time you fall, you're going to rise one time more. So that is your takeaway point. And then understanding imperfection. Accept that setbacks and imperfections are normal. Congratulate yourself. I'm a human being, isn't it? View them as learning opportunities rather than failures. Embracing this mindset is going to foster resilience. Here I'm reminded of a story of Buddha. Lord Buddha was moving with his disciples, and at one place he was very thirsty. So he asked someone to get him water. So he went to a nearby stream, but a bullock cart had just crossed that stream. So what happened? The water had become very mucky. So he came back and he said, the water is not drinkable. Let's go ahead. But the next water hole was say about 300 kilometers away. So the Buddha, he just smiled and he said, let's wait some time. And after some time, he said, go again. And now he went and there was clear water. That is the mind. If you give it a pause, it can also relax its clutter and come back to maintaining a milieu interior which is going to be safe, comfortable, and bring you into a state of emotional harmony. So understand that imperfections and setbacks, they are normal. View them as learning opportunities. Don't take them as failures. Embracing this mindset is going to foster resilience in you. And in conclusion, we have embracing a joyful life. So, this is the transformative power of emotional harmony. You have improved relationships. Take, for example, in your lifetime, there must have been one person who, gets angry at the drop of a hat. What sort of friendship does that person have? Do you find many friends around him? No, because he's not human. A human being is supposed to be an epitome of love, compassion, sacrifice, tolerance, all the lovely qualities. So something is lacking in him. And if you help that person, talk to him, maybe bring him to meditate, and then keep watching him for, a few months, maybe a few years, see the difference. The moment everything comes back, you'll find that people start going towards him. He doesn't have to go towards him. Friends are going to flock around him. So imagine that you are creating such a beautiful chain reaction. So this improved relationships is also important because in emotional disharmony, you need someone to talk to. And if you're going to be bitter and bickering and all the time critical, how many people are going to come up to help you? So work on yourself. Emotional harmony is going to lead to healthier, more fulfilling relationships, enhancing social connectedness and support, and enhanced well being. Consistent, joyful practices is going to help improve overall physical and mental well being, reducing stress and promoting a balanced life. So, what are your key takeaways? Integrating emotional awareness, understanding your emotions, practicing heartfulness, and consistent daily practices, they're going to pave the way for a joyful, balanced life. And the ongoing journey, cultivating joy, is an ongoing process requiring awareness, practice, and self compassion. It's about progress, not perfection. Please note this down. We are not bothered about perfection. We are just every day going to use every day to progress yet more, yet more, yet more. So, what would be your final thoughts if you look at it? Encouragement to embrace the joy to emotional harmony, and discover the profound joy that resides within. And now, here you can understand the topic emotional harmony, finding joy in every day. So, how they are correlated. And then, continuing the heartfulness path, explore additional heartfulness practices and resources for deeper emotional well being and self discovery. Now, before we see the end of the slide, I would like to give you some points, and I have changed the color of these slides so that you can just listen to them very, very carefully. They're all from our global guide. So just go through them very nicely. Emotional harmony is a natural state of inner balance. That means it was always there. That arises when the heart is purified and aligned with the higher self. That is the better version of you, what you have to become. It is not about suppressing emotions. Emotions will always be there. But understanding, refining, and transcending them through inner work. Emotions are waves in the heart. So, a heart which is pure, which is like still waters, running deep, having a depth of innate wisdom, peace, joy, everything. These emotions, they cause sort of ripples in the heart. Emotional harmony comes when we observe emotions without being overpowered by them. There's something nice happening in the house. Don't maintain a serious face. Smile. Be happy. You go to a place, there's been a death. Death. Be sad. Feel that pain of your friend who's lost his father or mother. So neither indulging nor resisting. Through meditation and cleaning, emotional reactions gradually soften. Emotional disturbances arise from stored impressions in the heart. And that is why heartfulness cleaning is of paramount importance. So I'll repeat that emotional disturbances arise from stored impressions in the heart. Heartfulness cleaning removes these impressions, allowing emotions to return to their original, pure, calm, pristine, and loving nature. Next, please. In emotional harmony, we shift from impulsive reactions to conscious, compassionate responses. That means you're pausing, you are giving yourself time to remove the clutter in your mind and see what would be best to respond in which way in this situation. So we shift from impulsive reactions to conscious, compassionate responses. A refined heart brings clarity in feeling, just as meditation brings clarity in thinking. So you see, you have something called the heart and you have got something called the mind. We are talking about the heart mind organ. That means we are utilizing the mind to regulate the mind by meditating on the heart. And when the heart and mind both are in osmosis with each other, then you'll find that makes the better version of you. So when the heart is aligned with the source, that is from where all creation started, love flows naturally, not attachment, fear, or dependency, but unconditional acceptance. Emotional harmony means love guides emotions, not ego. So this is important to understand that now you'll realize that slowly, when the change occurs, you'll find that you're becoming more harmonious with your emotions. You'll find that actually all my emotions are being guided by love, which is just coming out from inside me, and it's not my ego which is speaking now. Next. So, true emotional harmony is the ability to remain calm and centered amid success or failure, praise or criticism, because the heart is anchored to something deeper than external events. And when the heart is clean and connected to its source, emotions settle into harmony on their own. So everything has now fallen into place. So emotional harmony is the quiet strength of a purified heart. So you use the mind, you use your emotions, your senses, everything, brought them into that pristine form, quiescent state. And now what you've done, you have remembered for yourself that actually this harmony has got everything to do with the strength of my own heart, where emotions are refined, balanced, and guided by love and inner awareness. And this slide I love the most. I wish I could be like this. Be ye like little children, and thou shalt enter the gates of heaven. So said Christ. So let us be childlike, but not childish. Thank you so much for your patience listening.
Thank you so much for an amazing, insightful session, Dr. Alok. Dear ones, if you have any question, you may feel free to ask the speaker or you can put in the chat box as well.
Anybody wishes to say anything? See, we all have this cascade of emotions from morning to night. It can be at home, it can be in your workplace, it can be when you're even in bed, when you're fighting with yourself and your dreams. I would suggest this breathing exercise. I would suggest to learn how to take a pause before reacting. And then I would suggest to do one joyful thing every day. Smile at someone. Just walk down the road, look at people. I've been watching. I rarely find a person who's smiling. They always have a serious look, even if it's a student or anything. Gone are the days when children, they would go running and they would, have a stone, they'll start kicking it and walking all over the place, jumping, climbing on trees, breaking mangoes and, just rushing here and there. It's because, we have created too much of stress for ourselves. Try to just look at a small child, smile at the child, see the response that you get. Do this for older people. You're walking down the road, you find an old lady. You can always stop, hold her hand, and bring her. No names asked, no questions asked, and see how it makes you feel. These small moments are going to create so much joy in you.
Brother, we have two people raising their hands,
Yes, please.
Brother Ramesh and Sister Meera. Brother Ramesh, you can go ahead and ask your question.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, brother.
In the initial submissions, you told that there are some imbalances in the whatever you can say that in our blood or in our chemical body.
Yes, I was not wanting to touch on the medical part because that in itself is a very, very big lecture. It's just that there are certain aspects of the human brain which are involved with, fight or flight.
Any doctor available? Can you suggest so that we can consult and get? Matlab, we try to manage both the things. Like if any imbalances is there, that can be corrected and try to adapt the heartfulness practice as well.
I would suggest go the other way around. Instead of putting the cart before the horse, I would suggest put the horse before the cart. The simple technique is that you'll find that when you are going to be meditating with heartfulness, those
Mm.
imbalances will not be there. So why do you want to pay to us doctors and make us richer? Isn't it? So you do the practice, try the meditation, try the evening cleaning, connect to our hosts over here. They will guide you to a preceptor and see for yourself. Make
Ji,
yourself experiment, work on yourself, and then enjoy the result of that experiment also. And we are
ji,
talking about, chemicals, which even through very, very high level techniques in pathology, they're not able to give you a very exacting number. Take, for example, hormones. You have like things like cortisol. You have, the amygdala, prefrontal cortex. We are only using one part of the cerebellum to think. And in our system, we have brighter minds wherein we are starting to incorporate using the other part of the brain also. So the human body in itself is a magnificent organism. But there's one old saying, what affects the body affects the mind first. So let's start regulating the mind.
okay, sir. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Sister Meera, good morning.
Sir, um, um, uh, overall what sometimes what we see that with the children, particularly I am referring to children, that sometimes they behave like aggressive and things like that. Means language used, that is because of the surrounding, the other children with whom they are playing, etc. Maybe some type of bullying in the school or all those kind of things. Now if I personally feel that if right from that early age, if we start teaching them, we cannot directly teach them meditation or something like that. But if we teach them some good habits like just sit quietly, pray, say this, some easy shlokas or something like that. And if we build up that type of atmosphere, then the children are much better behaved, things like that. So, I mean, I am sure you agree with this.
I
Uh,
do.
yeah. And so, do you have anything, something like this, right from that small age, to guide the children, to bring them together,
We
and
do.
then you
We
do
do have.
have.
Yes.
But at various centers, normally I have seen that it is conducted only for adults. I have not seen children there.
No,
So,
we have the Gita Updesh, we have got value-based education, we have got School Connect. What we
acha,
don't have, I'm trying to figure out that now. We have almost everything. For
acha.
children, you have got Brighter Minds, you have got Gita Updesh, get them
Huh.
resisted on, like Gita is a huge volume of meaning which we have not even touched the tip of the iceberg of.
But
So you have to guide them just over there and then leave them. And if you ask me what you should do for children, give them only one thing, give them love. Whether the child is very nice, give the same amount of love. Whether the child is aggressive, give the same, give more love.
yeah, yeah, that is it. Sometimes what happens that we find that like some children are literally going out of hands. That kind of thing also we observe. So
Get.
then going to a that psychiatrist and this and that, and they will do some sessions and miss. I have experienced that also, and I have not seen very good results out of
I
it.
will give you a suggestion.
To be very honest.
I will give
Now,
you a
what you said you have for children. Now, if you have it at Kana or something like that, it is very far. Can we have it in our local centers?
Of course, you can. You can have it all over the world.
Then who will conduct and who
The
will take
people
the
who are
lead?
the hosts over here, they will guide you ahead. Apart
Acha.
from that, I would suggest being such a wonderful grandmother as I see you, you should take the children by the hand and walk with them in nature. Walk
Yeah,
amongst
yeah,
trees,
yeah, yeah,
talk
yeah.
about
Actually,
flowers.
mm,
And if the child is aggressive, go to a people tree and make the child sit with the back
yeah,
against it.
yeah,
As
yeah,
long
yeah,
as the trunk of the tree is smaller than the back of the child, and say,
yeah,
just sit, pray to the people tree that, oh, people tree, I want
yeah,
help. I am very aggressive, and
yeah,
my uh, Mama is very angry with me. She does not give me biscuits, saying you're a naughty child. Remove my naughtiness and fill me with the love which you have. And see,
yeah,
few days
yeah. I fully agree. Because we take in our family we take the children for some small trips here and there, one day trip or maybe 2 3 days trips and like that. That is quite all right, but in general, means the particularly the unprivileged children, if I should use that word, I find that the behavior is very uncontrolled. And so is it can we do something for them also?
yes, we
Because
can.
it is very difficult to tell them that you sit here and they are not going to listen to anything. They, I mean, sometimes very badly behaved. I feel pity for it that they are not getting this chance. Like we give our children, they are not getting that opportunity. Or
See,
so, what can we do for them?
Sister Meera, I would say one thing. Less speaking, more doing would be the better thing over here. You see, I have parents coming to me and saying, "Sir, please stop this child. He eats a lot of chocolates." So I said, if he won't eat chocolates now, you want him to eat chocolates when he's old? This is a time for him to have chocolates. So, accept that no child is perfect. If we were perfect, we would all be gods. We would not be over here. And search for the good thing in the child. Why do we search for only the negative things? Believe me, I'll give you an example. It happened with a friend of mine, a co practitioner. He underwent a bad phase. And another colleague of mine, he said, this fellow, he behaved like this in this situation. So that night, I could not sleep. And next morning, I went to that person who spoke about this fellow. He says, I think, you and I are making a mistake. He said, what, brother? I said, we are thinking about the negative things about this person. How is he going to transcend them? So our own thoughts are also strengthening that negative tendency in that person. And believe me, that person is totally normal now. So, like somebody has mentioned, prayer for children is wonderful. You can incorporate this 4 line prayer for the children anywhere in the world. It is there in all languages. And tell them just do the prayer in the morning and the night and leave it to the master. He looks after. And thank you. It was lovely meeting you. Where are you from? I can't hear you. Unmute yourself.
Yeah,
Uh,
I am from Nagpur.
Nagpur. Okay, I'm coming to
Yeah.
Nagpur to get spoiled by you.
Acha, acha. Just now I am in Kalyan for some work,
Okay.
but as such I am from Nagpur.
But very lovely talking to you and meeting you. Anybody else, please?
There is two questions, brother, in the chat box. I'll read it out for you. किसी ना किसी परिस्थितियों की गहराई में जाने पर अंशु जा जाना, गला भर जाना क्या कोई कमजोरी है या यह सामान्य बात है? कृपया बताएं.
It's actually a very beautiful thing. In fact, this is when the heart softens with somebody's pain. Or when you're listening, just इन्होंने भजन लगाया, don't you go into a state of ecstasy? It's because your heart has taken over your mind. My daughter, she keeps saying, Dad, you are very funny. Every time you come and see a movie with me, you start wiping your tears. I said, it's my inner condition now. What can I do? I am becoming a human being. So from animal man, we are becoming human man and then hopefully divine man. So this transient change, this is not your weakness. Crying for somebody's sadness or even crying for somebody's happiness is a wonderful state. Be grateful and carry on with that. Next, please.
Uh, Dr. Vandana, she has asked a question regarding heartfulness relaxation and prayer can be done for children.
Yeah, of course it can. You can do because Mother Earth is there for everybody. So if we are going to do relaxation, we are taking energy from Mother Earth. Mother Earth is not limited to 15 years and above. So the moment is child, they put the child on earth only. So relaxation and prayer is universal all the time. I'm speaking on my master's behalf. Any other question?
I think that was it in the chat box. Dear brothers and sisters, if you have any more question, you can ask.
I'll end up with something for you all. I have seen, and I speak to my other colleagues also, that whenever we have a training program, you know who gets trained the most first? Is the trainer. And believe me, I've been using this topic, emotional harmony, to work on myself. I'll be very frank with you. Because the moment I think that I have made it, my fall is going to be imminent. So there is no person who's totally perfect. Okay. But every person has the ability and the possibility to move towards perfection. And that is by using your ego to work on yourself. Instead of letting the ego sort of get over you, the best thing is that use the ego to better yourself. If you have intelligence, remember it is limited to the intelligence with which my neighbor has. So appreciate his intelligence. There may be a girl who will be very good with the Rubik's Cube. She's equally important and wonderful for you as there's a person who's PhD and who can speak on maybe space organizations. So respect every human being and also have this in the back of your mind that nature is always working in a state of balance. You give respect, you get respect. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Alok, for this insightful and very, I think it was very something that all of us can ponder on. I hope सभी ने कुछ ना कुछ लिया है इस सेशन से. Everybody got something to take away for the week. Yeah, like everybody is telling in the chat box, it was an amazing session. One brother, Ramakrishnan, he was asking, whenever we have an emotion, you said we can control through meditation. Apart from meditation, are there any other techniques available to control the emotion?
We don't control any emotions, brother. We only regulate it. We put it in its right place. That's about all. Emotions have to be there. If you're a human being, you should have emotions. If you do not have emotions, then you're a lesser human being. Emotions have to be there because that's how God has created us. All is that we don't realize that emotions, you just watch two people. Something interesting has happened in a room, and these two people, and just look at them carefully. One person will react in a different way, the other one will react in a different way. One person may not react at all. And you'll say, what's wrong with that fellow who's not reacting? Everybody's so happy. Why is that chap, sitting quietly, seriously? So, what we come to is emotions have to be regulated through constant self reflection. And then you'll find you can put emotions in the right place. And then you'll be now working with love in your heart. So emotions will not be guided by your ego, they'll be guided by love, which will start flowing from your heart. That happens through meditation. I hope that's okay.
Thank you, brother. As we come to the end of the session, I would request you that the chat box, the WhatsApp chat would be open for another 30 to 1 hour minutes, and you can put your feedbacks into the chat box. We'll meet again for the yoga tomorrow. Thank you so much. Thank you, Dr. Alok, for joining.
Thank you so much.
Very
Thank you for your
wonderful.
patient listening, everybody. Have a lovely day.